Welcome back to the F1 23 My Team save after, of course, disappointment in Hungary last time out in this save with an engine failure when we were destined to get a victory. Unfortunately, we head into the Belgian Grand Prix weekend, the Belgian Sprint Grand Prix weekend, with a 2-point deficit in the driver's standings after being 17 points clear. You love to see it. So, unfortunately for me, we're now not leading the World Championship. This is the first time I've ever done a My Team race weekend as well, with traction control off. For the very first time. And what a time to try it, because of course the sprint is wet AF. So this is going to be very interesting indeed. Wish me luck. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying this save, though. Continually, very much appreciate your support on it recently. And subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitch as well, so you don't miss out on any more. In fact, I think the last video that went live with the World Championship getting spicy was actually a 1 of 10 on YouTube. It was the most watched video of the last 10 on the channel, which is superb. So thank you for that. Let's keep that run going. Let's not keep the DNF run going. Let's head to practice and hopefully we can have ourselves a decent weekend. 141.6. Alright. Well, after one practice session with traction control off, I'm okay so far, I think. With regards to practice programs, we haven't quite maximised them, but we're going to have to put some fresh parts into the car after this session rather than any of the other sessions, because qualifying comes next in a sprint weekend. There is no second and third practice. It's straight to quali after P1. There is a second practice in the morning before the Sprint Grand Prix, but you have to go into part firme conditions prior to that because of qualifying on the Friday afternoon. So into qualifying we shall go next. Thankfully qualifying I believe is dry. Indeed it is. But I need to put some fresher parts in the car, please, to ensure that we're as fast as possible. I think we're on probably for a low 41, but nothing more. Don't think I'm into the 40s. Not with that exit either. Wow! A 41 flat. Alright, even without traction, we've still got pace. But it's mainly due to that middle sector. I am 2.5 tenths faster than the majority of everybody else or more. But you can see I'm nearly 2 tenths slower than George in the first sector and more than 2 tenths slower than George in the third sector. Both parts of the track of which are pretty much flat out. So that's where we're going to struggle, is in a straight line. But because we're so good in the middle sector and the fact that the middle sector is so long, unlike Hungary where it's a relatively short middle sector, where we were more dominant over our Mercedes combatants, I was going to say. Oh. Okay. Turns out the Red Bulls and the McLarens have decided to turn up to the party as well. Ooh. Hello. Where did you come from? Alright. Looks like it's not just going to be us and the Mercedes battling it out for the win or podium then, perhaps. We're going to be into the 40s. It's a 40.7. That's P1 probably in Q2. Let's go! We've still got pace. We've still got pace. Traction or no traction, it's not slowing me down. Get in. I do need to do it again, though, in Q3. What are they doing up top? What? What? Sergio Perez has pulled out a 40.1. How have they just jumped like a second? 3 cars haven't even gone out in Q3. A Red Bull, a Ferrari, and Bottas in his Alpine have elected not to even run for a second time. If that's Sergio Perez, he is damned confident that that 40.1 is enough. I mean, it should be enough. It's a bloody ridiculous lap time.
You're lapping slower than your teammate. Your teammate is faster.
Yeah, thank you. Not necessarily the news I need coming up to the bloody bus stop chicane at the end of my final quali lap of the day, if you don't mind, Mark. Thank you. We do a 40.9. My teammate's faster than me at the end of the day. Whether that message from Mark put me off enough through the bus stop chicane, I don't know. But it seems... I think it's setup specific here because we've favoured the middle sector. But even if I had the ideal setup for the whole lap, I'm not getting anywhere near a 40.1. Even the Mercedeses aren't at it here, with George in 3rd and Lewis in 9. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Well, it's still going to be intriguing for the title, but there's certainly enough races left that maybe one of the Red Bulls or both the Red Bulls could bring themselves into the picture. That's really peculiar. Practice 2, which we'll quick sim and get all of our boosts from, and then sprint race in the rain with no traction.
This will make for a difficult...
That rain was coming down sideways. A touch damp. Anthony Taylor. Anthony Davidson. Yeah, it reckons full wets. Strategy-wise, let's see. Inters are... What? It's not too... We're not far off Inters. It's only 2.1 seconds a lap slower on an Inter than a wet. So we're not that far off intermediates at all. 2 laps, 3 laps maybe, because it is going to dry up continually towards the end of the session. We will be on Inters very, very shortly indeed. Oh my lord, Gasly had a terrible start. He's getting swallowed. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this at all. I get lucky there with no damage from the contact. Oh! I get a warning for it though. God, this just isn't going to go well, is it? Oh, straight line. No DRS to help me either. I'm going to need to use a lot of battery. Where are we braking, boys? Earlier than that, I think. Earlier than that. It's Carlos Sainz around the outside of me. God, I'm so nervous for my throttle pedal, I can't even begin to tell you. I'm starting to think in the rain I might need to use traction. Lando Norris with a fastest lap of 2 minutes. I just did a 2 minutes 4. Feels like I've got ABS off as well. Car just doesn't stop. It was not a great manoeuvre, mate. He just had to get out of the way because I didn't stop in time. Not confident in anything I do ever at any point on the circuit at the moment. Not confident in braking. Not confident in traction. Not confident in turning. Of course, the result of this race will set the grid for the full race, which mercilessly is fully dry. Oh, Checo nearly went. Checo nearly went. That was close. If you want to just bin it, Sergio, you're more than welcome to, mate. He was on pole, wasn't he? He's now down in 5th. Not gone well for Sergio Perez. He must have got a terrible start, similar to Pierre Gasly. Lando Norris leads at the moment.
It's hard to say if Inters or wets are better right now.
Oh, okay. If it's hard to say if Inters or wets are better, do I stop for Inters? Do I stop for Inters? Or are they going to go straight from wets to dries? It's still raining. I'd be tempted to...
The rain's getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
I'm gonna stop for Inters, you know. I'm not going to tell the game that I want to box or tell the pit wall that I want to box, because if it is the time to come in for Inters and everyone else does, I want Pierre to follow me in. He will lose less time, especially around such a long circuit. He will lose significantly less time double stacking behind me than he will doing a full extra lap at the 4+ kilometre long Spa circuit. I'm going to put Inters on. Oh my god, this is a massive risk, but why not? So I am now last, but let's see what happens to those gaps, shall we? This could be the move that wins us the sprint. You never know. Braking is not any worse than it was in the full wets with these on. And if the rain is only going to get lighter and it's going to be dry by the end of the sprint, I think I'm on the right tyre. I'm expecting people to be in soon. And they are, look. Lando's pitting. We have started something. Is he? Is he pitting? No, he's still going. He's not pitting. We haven't started anything. We've caught up the back of the pack. So, this Inter... Either the Inter is the better tyre, or these back markers are that damned slow. I think it might be a mixture of both, actually. They're still not in up front, though. Nobody's boxing yet. Look at the difference in straight line. Right, so traction-wise, quite clearly, Inters are better than wets. Braking-wise, I think I just need to ignore the racing line right now, because it's just telling me a lie. I am using my overtake button. But the difference, this is the difference that we're noticing with this particular setup. It's like McLaren in real life. Oh, just sure, yeah, just blocked me. It's like McLaren in real life. I'll go around the outside of both of you. Or neither. We've set up for the middle sector. But I need to see these guys off. I need to get past them, otherwise it's going to kill any undercut we might have. Excuse me. Coming through. I said, excuse me. Coming through, Lance. Thank you. That was nice. I enjoyed that.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag in front as well. Just don't be Pierre. Just don't be Pierre. I'm not sure what the yellow flag is for. Someone binned it. Someone might have made a mistake. Nobody see. Oh God! That's what the yellow flag's for. Car park. So Russell's lost it. George Russell's binned it. Then they've come around the corner and hit him, and then all just kind of stopped a bit. I think you'll find that should be a safety car, lads. Not just a yellow flag. George Russell might find himself getting... Now, see, the weird thing is, it's a yellow flag, so I don't know if I can overtake. Because there's no overtaking in under a yellow flag, but we're through it. We're up to P16. That was strange. Thank you, Oscar, for getting out of the way. Oh, he's not got a front wing. That's why he got out of the way.
Okay, clear.
Well, that has actually cost me loads of time to Lando Norris and co up front. So all of the time gained potentially from being on the intermediate tyre might just have been lost by by George Russell doing that. Some are in the pits, but I don't know whether it's because they got damaged from clouting into George. Yeah, I think it's just the one Aston Martin in the pits for getting damaged. I'm going to go for Hauger here, maybe. If he goes defensive, definitely. Which he's not done. They are just slow at this part of the circuit, though, aren't they? This is, again, where our... Oh, you're going defensive. All right, I'll go around the outside instead, then. Again, where our higher downforce setup comes into play. You ran into me, pal. Shut up. Well, at least that's George Russell. Much, much further back for the full Grand Prix. Which helps with a championship.
We're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
If he's saying that, I think that means that the others are going to be coming in for Inter soon, or at least it is intermediate tyre running weather. I'm starting to get a bit concerned that they're just going to go straight to dries from the wets. But surely, in that period where it is intermediate running and they're not going straight to... They're not using them at all and they're staying on the wets, they're going to be even slower, right? Excuse me. That's the difference between the Inters and the wets right now. Oh, and some are in. Sergio Perez has pit. And come out there. So Checo has gone to Inters. Now, Checo was in front of me. Like, the car in front of me. So, getting caught in that George Russell conundrum, or kerfuffle, actually has cost me time. Checo's going for it, but there might be a plane crash in front. No, he's through on K-Mag. He's nearly through on Alex Albon as well. Still nobody else pits. Oh no, Lewis Hamilton is in. Lewis Hamilton's in the pits. Looks like he's the only one. We're going to take 2 down the pit straight as we set the fastest lap of the race so far. Alright, we're not going to take 2. K-Mag's been able to hold on. Then he's gone very deep. Forced me wide. There comes Lewis out of the pits. I'll go through the middle of the 2 of them. See you, boys. Well, we've undercut the Mercedes at least. Or was Lewis behind me? Lewis might have been behind me, actually, when we pit. Oh, it's just chaos. This whole sprint race is chaos. Yeah, it looks like, even though the weather forecast said it was going to dry up before the end of the sprint, it might not. We might not be on dries before the end of the race. Or if it does get dry, there's going to be so little of the race left that it's not going to be worth stopping. We've just driven all the way around the outside of Alex Albon there. They've got to put inters on at the very least. They can't just go wets to the end of this, because they'll just spin off, surely. But we're nearly back to where we were. So we've not we've not gained anything, we've not lost anything, really. It was fun, though, to come back through everyone. Checo's going to have a look in the bus stop at Yuki, I think. He's certainly thinking about it. He's not only thought about it, he's gone and done it. Nobody else in the pits yet for intermediate tyres. Look at the difference in traction, though. It's crazy. Trying to force a mistake from Yuki there. Didn't work. So we'll do a switchback instead. Bye. P7.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
Thanks, pal. George Russell now sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:53. 1:53, wow. My fastest is 1:56. Yellow flag in front. Checo's engine's gone pop. Bye, pal. Thank you. That's P6 back again.
Green flag. Some information on Perez. They're retiring from the race.
Yeah, they are. Well, that's going to help my rivalry. Thanks, mate. And at this rate, with 5.5 laps to go, definitely going to catch Pierre. I don't know if I'll catch Carlos Sainz or not for P4. No. Any which way, we are now only benefiting from our sprint start position for the full Grand Prix. Kelsey's just nearly losing it at every turn. It's just they've got no grip on those wets. Absolutely none. Throw it up the inside of my teammate. 7.7 to Carlos now. It was 12-something 2 laps ago. Was 12-something less than 2 laps ago. I have a horrible feeling Lewis Hamilton's going to come and get me, you know. Unfortunately for Carlos Sainz, his 12-second gap is now 3. We're catching him by what? 3 seconds a lap? 4 seconds a lap?
You're closing in by 3 seconds a lap.
Yeah, Lewis is coming though. 3 laps to go. Alright, go defensive then. Suit yourself. Make it around the corner, will you? I think so. There might be a sprint race podium in this. It is going to be wet for the whole sprint, despite what the forecast predicted. Forecast predicted that it would be dry 2/3 of the way through the race. We're now nearly at the end of the race and it's still raining. Oh, hi, Lewis. Bugger. 2 laps left. Lewis is coming to steal a podium away from me. Oh, Max, you are Strugs, pal. I'm going to take you before I ruse, will I? No, you're really, really, really fast in a straight line. Alright, I'll sit behind you. Oh, God. I wasn't expecting you to be that slow over there, though. Jeez. Excuse me, please. Carlos Sainz's overtake. Again. Max is fighting it a bit harder, but you can fight as much as you like, pal. Ain't gonna work. That's P3. And Charles Leclerc. Ooh. 2.5 seconds down the road. 1.5 laps to try and catch him. Lando's just gone, though. Lando Norris just straight up disappeared. You're going to brake, Grant, here, aren't you?
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
That's P2. 3.2 seconds to Lando. For a sprint race win and pole position for Sunday's Grand Prix.
Final lap, final lap. Push, push.
I am pushing, sir. There's a potential win on the line here. We've just taken a second out of him already. Just since turn 1. Come here, Lando. I want that dub. Give me all 8 of those points and get me back top of the driver's standings, please. Actually, I won't be top of the driver's standings, will I? Because Lewis has made it through behind me. If Lewis doesn't finish ahead of Lando, which it very much looks like we will, if Lewis doesn't finish ahead of Lando, then we will be level on points heading into the full Grand Prix. Do I take him into Pouon? He's got me for straight line speed. But he's just slow in the turn all the way around the inside at Pouon. Hard on the brakes. Don't let Lewis through, please, Lando. I need you to finish in front of him. Thank you. Otherwise, he'll still lead the World Championship on me by a single point. On the last lap of the sprint, we've gone from dead last to first. Thanks to the rain that came, eased off, and some drivers responded. Some drivers did not. A tactical gamble by those that stayed out. And at the time, a tactical gamble by those of us that came in. But it's seen me go from last to first, Lewis go from wherever he dropped to second, and that will be first place on the grid for the main Grand Prix. I'm still a point behind Lewis in the championship, though.
You did a really good job today. Pretty sure the boss is going to be happy with that one.
I'm the boss! I am happy with that one! Driver of the day! Now do it again on Sunday. So with Sergio Perez retiring, he'll obviously start at the back, which helps. I don't know as anyone else will have been in a position to take a penalty. Lewis takes a pen! Lewis takes a pen! Lewis takes a pen! Let's go! Russell starts P9. Hamilton starts P11. Yeah! I mean, he'll still come through and finish ahead of me, probably. Sainz takes a penalty as well. Well, that's good for the championship. It's very good for the championship. Sergio Perez starts P22. And a lot of soft runners at the beginning. A lot of soft runners. I'm not expecting those soft tyres to last very long at all. I am tempted to start on the mediums and go medium, soft, soft. My tyre wear is not great. Medium 14, 14. 16, 14, 14. I probably need that fuel, to be fair, so I'm not going to take any risks with that. I am going to go medium, soft, soft. And we pray that we can stick with those around us that are on their softs initially to then be faster than them at the end of the race. Hey, everything's on again. So I had to restart the game because it did the bug that I've not seen anyone else have, where it just turns my formation lap safety car and red flags off weirdly when you go into the race weekend. So now Leclerc and Verstappen are on the mediums. Everyone else is on softs other than Carlos Sainz in P16 and Checo at the back in P22. I will still run the medium soft stint of 16, 14, 14. And I will still put 49 and a half laps worth of fuel in the car. So, from P1, let's see how it goes. 0.5 will do. We're on the inside line for turn 1. Oh, it's a decent hold, and we're away. And it's a good start, but Lando on softs is going to be difficult to hold back in the early stages. See what we can do. Come on, boys! 44 laps of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, and Lando is already closing. It is, unfortunately, the curse of starting on pole at this circuit. Thankfully, got a couple of medium runners behind that hopefully will help hold some of those other soft runners back a little bit. Lando is going to try and disappear into the distance here, but I'll do my best to try and keep him honest if I can, because of this middle sector where we should be dominant. Especially with a bit of battery usage as well. Don't think I'm going to be able to stay within DRS range of Lando Norris, you know. But we'll be on soft tyres later in the race when he'll be on a harder compound, so it's fine. We'll try and reel him back in then. I'll just use my battery to try and defend from behind. Although Gasly's coming through. Pierre Gasly up to P4. Go on, Pierre. Starting P9. Oh, no, P7 actually, as it was, wasn't it? Because of penalties. To Sainz and Lewis. 16, 14, 14 are our stint lengths today. We are at 7% tyre wear after 2 laps, which is a lot. Hello Verstappen. Hello Pierre as well. Uh-oh. Woo-wee. Save battery through the middle sector, defend down the straights. That's the plan. Which means I cannot afford to make any mistakes in the middle sector. But Lando Norris has, as live chat has said, pieced out. Right. Defending well enough from Max Verstappen right now. Happy enough, happy enough. We have to just trust that we will be faster than Lando when it comes to it. Wonder how many stops others are on, actually.
Behind you now. Okay, the gap is less
I imagine they're 2-stopping.
Fresh mediums. Their tyres are 3 laps old. We think they've got 1 more stop.
1 stop?
Lap time was a
1 stop left?
1:0.
Oh, he's going for it. Go on, Max. Oh, Pierre, don't drive into me, mate. I'm your bloody teammate, pal. Max is 1-stopping. So tell me about Pierre then. What about those that started on the soft? So they can't be 1-stopping, surely.
They're on fresh softs. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres.
Yellow flag behind.
They've got 2 stops.
Yeah, so Pierre's 2-stopping. So this. Oh, he's quick though. The soft runners are 2-stopping. K-Mag's out. The soft runners are 2-stopping, but it looks like Max Verstappen is going to go medium hards. Max is 1-stopping this Grand Prix. I want to follow your... I'll try that in English, shall I? I want to follow in your DRS all the way back to Lando Norris if we can, because his soft tyres are going to be going off soon. I know we're only 4.5 laps in, but they're going to be past their best in the not too distant future. Just as my mediums are nearly past their best in the here and now. The softs are still hanging on well for Lando and Pierre, aren't they? Lando's just gone. I can't believe how fast Lando is compared to everybody else. It's insane. Is that going to be a trend that continues for the rest of the save? Is Lando Norris the new win denier? Might not be championship denier because he's a long way back, but he might be the man that stops us getting as many race wins as we hope to between now and the end of the season, as we perhaps need to between now and the end of the season to challenge for the world title. Right, I'm going to use a bit of battery and I'm going to try and take Max. We are halfway through our stint, however, and my tyres are 22% worn. It shows you just how bad they're going to be by the time we get to our pit stop.
Okay, good work. Great
That's
pass.
P2 again. And the gap to Lando is starting to come down. His tyres are absolutely past the 25% mark. I want to know what strategy Lando's on as well. We know that Pierre on his softs is on a 2-stop. What's Lando on?
And the tyres are 8 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops
So the soft
remaining.
runners
2
are
stops remaining.
pretty safe to presume that the soft runners are all 2-stopping. But I wonder if all the medium runners are 1-stopping like Max, or whether some are 2-stopping like me. Max is going for it here though. And he's taken me round Blanchimont up the inside. Good move. I'll take the DRS though, and I'll just take you back down the Kemmel straight. So cheers, mate. He's trying to hold it on around the outside. I'll give him room, but he's just going to give it up. Gap to Lando. I'm not really losing too much time battling with Max in the grand scheme of things, but Lando is just allowing him to still manage a gap whilst his tyres get worse and worse. Which isn't great. But do we feel, if roles were reversed, we on a soft tyre could close down an 8-second gap with Lando on a medium? I don't know. Yeah, I can't fight that. Might as well just take the slipstream. It's not necessarily helping Pierre's race, this. I should, if I were playing the team game, let Pierre go. He'd get past Max, then he can disappear. But we're so far off the Constructors' Championship. I'm being selfish for the rest of this season.
If you think you can get past,
In
make
Season
use of the
3, we
momentum.
will go for the Constructors' Championship, but for the remainder of Season 2, it's all about me and the Drivers' Championship. I am sorry, Pierre. You're just going to have to get used to it. These guys have done this sort of stint on their soft tyres, though. Just shows that we can do the same on ours. But at this stage, our softs would probably be close to 40%. I will run softs in the next stint, but I may have to go to hards for the last one. Because I am not sure that a second set of softs would make it. Lando's in. At the end of lap 13, Lando Norris is into the pits. So we'll take P2 here. And Lando is going to, I believe, it seems, another set of soft tyres, perhaps. We'll find out in due course. I might have just been out of DRS range there, actually, a Max, whilst I was thinking about other things. No, just still within, thank the Lord for that. Wasn't paying attention with my ERS. So, Lando's in for his first stop. He's dropped to about, what, 9th-ish? We know that Max is 1-stopping, so he's not going to stop anytime soon. I don't think. He'll take these mediums as far as he possibly can. He may even medium soft it, because sometimes the AI are just that good at looking after their tyres that they can do such a thing. It's not like everybody else on their softs at the moment isn't doing a fantastic job of making theirs last. Pierre has got to stop at some point soon. He's 2-stopping. We don't know what Lawson is doing pit strategy-wise, but you imagine he's 2-stopping as well. Are they soft, oh god, are they soft mediuming, or are they soft medium harding? Pierre is in at the end of lap 14. That is the sort of stint that I want to do, as is Liam Lawson, so those soft-tired runners aren't going any further than 15 laps or so. No idea when Max is going to come in. We're going to stop this lap, though. If Max doesn't stop this lap, we'll undertake him. Undercut him even. We'll overtake him by undercutting. My brain was trying to say. We could even overtake him on this lap. Down the straight, really. Do I, don't I? Go defensive. A little bit rude. Forced him wide, but gave him just enough racing room. Well, Pierre has stopped. And Pierre is now making his way past Pierre is now making his way past Sergio Perez. Down the Kemmel straight and into the right-hander. So I will say we'll box this lap. And we will go to soft tyres and then see how long they last. And how long they last determines what I go to for my final stint. I might have to soft hard it rather than soft. But if they will last to 14 laps with some pace, then I have to do that, I think.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your own.
Because the hard tyres are absolutely rubbish. But we're boxing this lap for new softs. It reckons we'll come out 17th. I have a funny feeling a handful of others will pit behind us as well. And Charles Leclerc's having a look at Max Verstappen here, or at least he's thinking about it. With only a couple of tenths between them. Anyone else in behind me? Seemingly not so. So we should then undercut not Charles Leclerc, but Max Verstappen. But he's only one stopping. I don't know what Charles Leclerc's doing. Looks like I'm the only one in at the minute.
Right, let's go. Come on. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. All right, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy.
Also coming out with Sergio Perez. Unfortunately, he's now right behind me and will get DRS. And it's going to take me through a ruse. And I'm not going to be able to defend this. I'm going to get swallowed by Hamilton and Liam Lawson at the same time. That's not gone well for me. Couldn't really afford to lose those positions in the grand scheme of things, because now look, they're slow and tucked up behind Sergio Perez. Can I get all the way around the outside Lewis Hamilton here? The answer is, with very close racing, yes. It's both Mercedes actually there. Lawson's now looking at Perez. So Sergio's tyres must be going. He's at the end of his stint, whereas Lawson is at the beginning of his, surely. I now need these tyres to last a long time. Oh my god, Sergio, you are so slow, pal. I am so wide, pal. Bottas is in the pits now from his medium tyres, but still Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc continue. Lando Norris is now past Charles Leclerc, you'll notice from the mini-map. So Lando's starting to make his way back towards P1 already. I need these tyres to go to lap 30. At 4 to 5% a lap, they're probably not going to do that. Unless the softs last a similar length of time to the mediums, which is unlikely, but a possibility in racing conditions in cooler temperatures. The degradation might not be as bad as feared. Lando's now back in P1 as we set the fastest lap of the race. You can tell from the minimap. Lando leads once more. Hopefully he lost loads of time getting through Leclerc and Verstappen. I fear he probably didn't. He lost less time, I'd imagine, than we have trying to make it through these guys. But we should get very comfortably Liam Lawson now. Which we will. And in the not too distant future whatsoever at all, we'll get Carlos Sainz, who's on very worn medium tyres. Who I imagine is one stopping. So this is the sort of pace that Max Verstappen is going to be putting in, and Charles Leclerc. I think all those that started on mediums are one stopping, whereas all those that started on softs are two. It just so happens that my tyre wear is bad enough that I had to start on the mediums, and I also have to two-stop. I might have been able to one-stop with just a stop to the mediums, but Probably would have been not ideal to do so. I don't know whether to follow Carlos or to try and take him. I'm going to lose time regardless, I think. Might take the DRS and then get him into the bus stop. Oh, it's from a long way back. I'm glad he saw me coming. That could have been a rather clumsy clash. Verstappen now in.
Front is 6.8 seconds.
Okay, so Max is now in on that 19. So he's going to take those hard tyres to the end. Surely he doesn't put soft tyres on now to go to the end. He has to put hards on, right? He's got to be putting hard tyres on. So I was just looking at the TV. Max went to softs, did he? There's no way. Surely there's no way they can take softs 25 laps with any sort of pace whatsoever. Be so dead at the end of the race.
Get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do.
I wonder if Nick De Vries has pit yet.
That's De Vries ahead. Okay,
Because this might be the sort of pace that
1.9
Max would be at the end of the race.
Old softs. Their tyres are
Yeah,
19
this
laps
is
old.
the sort of pace Max will be on at the end of the race. So they are one-stopping medium soft or soft medium.
48.3.
But Max is going to be so slow.
Around 4 seconds a lap.
4 seconds a lap. 4 seconds a lap. So we've just got to make the most. I've got to try and make these softs last to lap 30. And then I've just got to make the most of them being this slow towards the end of the race and make that time back again. Again, I'll take the DRS and I'll take him into the chicane. Much better executed this time around.
Good job. Nice overtake.
Lando has again disappeared into the distance. We're 10 seconds behind Charles Leclerc. And look at the gap between Charles and Lando now. Gap to the leader is huge. We will have a tyre advantage on Lando for the rest of the race. Be that same compound, less wear, or quite simply softer, faster compound. But whether we can turn over a 16-second deficit, don't know, mate. That is a big ask. Oh, and that was nearly a big crash. Still got that fastest lap and should keep, well, even if we lose it, we should get it back later in the race. Probably lose it when Leclerc goes to softs. Or when Verstappen gets back up to speed. There's a big train behind us, look, behind the Mercedes right now. Both Mercedes. It's going to end up being, I hope at least, provided we don't retire, a good weekend for us in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Winning the sprint and hopefully on the podium in the main Grand Prix. A gap to Charles Leclerc has come down from 10 seconds to 7.5 in like a lap and a half. I think we'll definitely finish on the podium. It might be a Chesnoid Racing double podium today. Wish I knew how used that medium set was. That medium set was only 2 to 5% used. I'd consider putting them on at the end of the race rather than another set of softs. Charles Leclerc is in the pits now, so that's us onto the podium. We can see the gap to Lando Norris. We can figure out what it's going to do. I think that used set are about 5% worn. I could take a risk and switch to them in the final stop and hope that over the course of the whole stint I'd get to the flag quicker than a brand new set of softs that would fade. I don't know. That extra 5% wear might just mean that they're the same as the softs. So Leclerc takes that fastest lap, which was expected.
Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far.
We'll try and do that ourselves later. Take that back. If I pit, I'd come out 16th right now. I could put the hard tyre on within the next couple of laps, but I just don't think that's a good idea. So it's nearly 30% worn and I need to take them another 5 laps if we're to do another soft stint. They still feel okay, they're just not very fast. Verstappen's back up to P5, he's taken one of the Mercedes. He's taken both the Mercedes, in fact, and he might be about to take Liam Lawson. But Verstappen is taking those soft tyres to the end. So he's going to be really slow at the end of the race. We are going to have to overtake him, though. He may even overtake me before the end of this stint, to be honest. What would be handy would be to know what Pierre and Lando are going to. If they're going to go to a set of hard tyres, I'd probably put my used set of mediums on. If they don't, they go to mediums, then I'll probably be forced to go to softs again. I think mediums might be the one. I think any pace I have on the softs is just going to be nullified by being so super slow at the end. Lando's in the pits. What are you going to? It's going to be mediums, surely. It is. He is basically running the exact same strategy as us, but in reverse. He's going soft, soft, medium. We're going medium, soft, soft. I think it's going to have to be the soft tyres that we go to, and we're going to have to overturn basically a whole stint, a whole pit stop's worth of time. Lando's going to win this Grand Prix, I'd say, at this moment in time. Lando for the dub. I might be able to catch Pierre, though. It might still be a 2-3 Chesnoid Racing in the opposite order to how it is currently.
Just focus on the driving.
Hi, mate. You okay? Please don't ruin my day. I think you're gonna though, aren't you? Pit, Pierre, pit. Oh my god. That's how much extra grip he has. Pierre has not pit. Well, unboxing this lap, mate. Okay, some more drivers have come in, so I'll come out 14th now when I pit. This big train of traffic sat behind Dennis Hauger in the Aston Martin. Lando's extended his lead over me by a second since the end of the DRS zone, and by 2.5 since he overtook me, which was about this point last lap. Banging. Pierre's in the pits as well. Hopefully there's enough time between us to double stack. Otherwise, I'm in trouble and I'm losing even more time. Pierre in and out. No pit stop issues, please. We can't afford it. Oh, 1.9 second stop makes up for the lost time with the double stack. That is the best pit stop we've had of the entire save. And it was absolutely necessary to keep me ahead of that group behind. Thank you, gents. You love to see it. Right. I don't think anyone in front of us has to pit again. Apart from Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson has to pit. Nobody else does. So we are a net P5, trying to make up as much time as we can. Crucially, though, championship-wise, both Mercedes behind me. So we can afford to have a P5 if they're P8 and 9. Or even both out of the points as they are at the moment. I'm too busy talking to you and looking at the minimap to actually take poo on. They're currently outside the top 10, aren't they? Bottas in the Alpine is P8, which means that the Ferrari is P9, the Red Bull is P10 of Perez, and then it's the two Mercedes in 11, 12. Lawson in the pits. There you go. We said he had to pit. He's pit now. And now we go for our fastest lap of the race attempt. Lando's just done a 43.1.
Norris has just put in the fastest lap lap of the race so far.
I'm aiming to beat that by a few tenths.
Our gap behind is 9.5 seconds.
At 41.6. We just went 1.5 seconds faster than Lando Norris just did when he set the previous fastest lap of the race. 12 laps to go. The gap to Charles is genuinely just growing now. Our our soft tyres are past their best after 4 laps, and the gap to Pierre is just growing again. The medium's coming into their own. It's because my tyre wear is slightly higher here than predicted, meaning that I just have to kind of suck it up for this Grand Prix. But it's going to be a double podium, I think. Pretty sure both myself and Pierre catch Max Verstappen before the end of the race. This is why the one stop is not the one, Charles. Just like we did on Lewis Hamilton, all the way around the outside. And we're through.
Brilliant, nice move, keep going.
It was a nice move, I enjoyed that one, thank you, mate. 6.2 to Verstappen for a podium, because we're not going to catch Pierre. Gasly passed Verstappen. There they are in front. Let's go get it. They lost about half a second to me around La Source in battling and Pierre getting the overtake done. Although Verstappen, using DRS, is having a go. He wants to keep that P2. And I'm sure Pierre Gasly has other ideas. Indeed he does. But it's gave me another half second. In fact, maybe even another 8 tenths to a second on Max Verstappen. We are going to have, provided we don't have another double retirement, we might go from a double retirement in Hungary to a double podium in Belgium, and there's no better way to respond than that, really. The outlier of randomness for Lando Norris's pace is showing just how strong that most recent patch was to buff the McLaren. Because Jesus Christ, he's been fast this weekend. He's at the start-finish straight already. It's 20 odd seconds away now, Lando Norris. If he's that fast for the rest of the season, we might never get another win again. Oh, you're so slow. You're so slow. Move. Thank you.
Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
P3. Lando 20 seconds down the road. My God. Answers on a postcard. Who do we hire for Season 3 to go for the Constructors' Championship? Lando? George? Stick with Pierre? Lewis? Dunno. Max, maybe? Charles Leclerc is doing wonders in an absolutely dead Ferrari. Charles Leclerc might be the option. Because that really is an absolutely dead Ferrari. As a tractor. And somehow he's in the points every week. When in theory, according to their performance index chart, they should be P17 and 18. I'm feeling we're just going to be this painfully close to Pierre Gasly for the next 5 laps. And end up nowhere near P2. And our tyres are now nearly 30% worn. Having to use a lot of battery to stick with Pierre. He is getting closer, but I think he's more just managing tyres, managing fuel. than he is actually running that slow. I'd expect at some point in the not too distant future for that gap to extend back over 3 seconds again. Front tyre at 38%. I've saved my battery for a couple of laps to have a 2-lap go at trying to get P2 off Pierre. Well, I'm going to have to use my battery carefully and in the right places, but I'm going to try.
Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by.
I'm going to try and get
9
P2 off
seconds.
Pierre. If I can get DRS down the Kemmel straight. If I can get DRS down the Kemmel straight. We might be in with a shot here. And we are within DRS range on the final lap of the race.
Final lap.
Saving battery. Trying to stick with. Come on, please let me get it. I'm not going to get it here, but at some point on the lap, I might get P2.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
If this were real life, for the World Championship, you might have asked Pierre to move aside. But given the season he's had, I don't expect him to give up a podium. Very likely at all. It might be a case of trying to get him into the bus stop chicane and saving battery for that move. I've got to be close enough though to be able to make it work. Need to have a good end to the second sector here. It's now or never. Drain that battery. 7/10. I have a funny feeling it's going to be never. Not quite close enough. Fair play to Lando. He's going to get the dub. Fair play to Pierre Gasly. On the line! No! If only the line were a bit further along. GG's, Pierre. GG's. P2 and P3 for Chesnoid Racing. Oh, I nearly had him. I nearly had him. Oh, that's as close as you get, really. Pleased for Pierre, for sure, but Lando Norris takes the dub. Last to first, effectively, in the span of the race in the sprint, and then first to third, technically, in the Grand Prix. I get 24 points from that race weekend. Lewis only gets 17. That's huge. The gap between myself and Pierre was 29 plus 18. 39. 47 milliseconds. 47 milliseconds. Close. Very, very close. But not quite close enough, unfortunately, for me. Those extra 3 points could have come in handy. But fair play to Pierre. He earned that podium. He can have that podium. Unfortunately, it's a P2, not P3. But if the finish line was where the starting line is, then we would have gotten the victory in that Grand Prix. We will, again, if I can, improve my second driver. We'll do the podium celebration party, because why would you not, to raise morale of all your departments. Get some extra resource points for a chassis upgrade. I'm not sure. I didn't really read it properly, but I'm not sure what that's for. I got we got a sponsorship renewal here as well. So it was previously AII, was it? No, someone else. What can we do? Let's see. Achevet was one that we've had. Achieve at least one podium position within the team. Within the team is probably doable. Isn't it? Wait, what? That's a bug. Goal bonus of 12.32 million? I mean... that's a bug. I bet if I did that, I wouldn't get 12.32 million. It's just a visual glitch, I imagine. Achieve and hold first for 4 laps. Achieve a podium finish. Top 4. 20 constructors points. 20 constructors points is doable if Pierre doesn't retire. Qualify P4 or better. I feel we can qualify P4 or better in most Grand Prix now. He says, having just turned traction control off. I'm going to do that. Actually put something more on the line for qualifying rather than just the grid position. So we will go and add those liveries. Add those sponsorship decals to the car now. Ah, that's the one that was. Esto Perpetua. Novus on the side of the car. I like that just purely for the fact that I like space and it's got a bit of space in it. Right? Esto Perpetua. Novus. That might be the only Esto Perpetua left. No, there we go. And Novus. Alright, done. Right. Is anything going to pass between now and then? No. Do I spend some resource points? Yes. What on? Not sure. Can I spend any in here? Yes. It was like 2,400, wasn't it? Ooh, 1,300 for rear downforce. Ah, department capacity reached. All right. I'm probably going to do the rear downforce still, I think. I'll wait for the rear downforce. Might spend some money on a facility upgrade, though. Could do that on aero. It's all my money, though. Resource point generation? No, I need to be spec 3. I just need to be spec 3. So we'll spend 11 million there. That hurt. The bank balance has come a long way down now.
You're not currently in a rivalry. Sooner or later,
oh, season break. I forgot about the season break.
Think carefully who you select. That's why you'll receive a claim for beating them. You'll lose a
claim. Oh, let's go. We're going to get the chance to do everything here then, aren't we? Banging. Stuff's going to pass. Please pass. From an end place has to pass, surely, because it failed previously. Okay, banging. So, let's do the rear downforce then. That'll be on for Singapore. You'll have to see it. I've still got 1,600 resource points, which isn't enough for anything else. I now need to get the powertrain up to level to spec 3. And then we're fine. We're not going to be too far away from thinking about the... my brain has died. Regulation changes. Let's go to the Dutch Grand Prix weekend. See what we can do. Or see what the performance index looks like. Obviously, the most recent Creator Series Grand Prix was at Zandvoort, which you will have seen on the channel yesterday, probably, actually. Mixed conditions for quali. Mixed conditions for the race. No traction. All right. Zandvoort's going to be fun. Let's have a look at the performance index. Oh, we might have just snuck away a bit. McLaren have fallen off. They moved up to 3rd and now they're down to 5th. Red Bull have boop. Aston Martin have boop. Ferrari actually have... So they might be in with a shout of sneaking some good points. But for the time being, happy with where we are. Happy with where we are. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. Come and join me on Twitch and watch these live. Come on! It'd be great to have you over there. I'll see you next time.